Got him first. What's good, everybody, man? I'm here in Nairobi, Kenya, man, with Auston, Holleman, man.
Good to see you again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. It's been a long time, man. So I know it's been some years, man. You came on my channel a couple times, did some interviews, and you know, over the years, the conversations have changed. You know, sometimes we get reminded from the infamous troll on some of the interviews.
Yeah.
You know, but I want to just, you know, highlight like growth, the growth you saw in yourself, the growth that I see and others have seen, and you know, just kind of you know, let us know like just kind of how you look at yourself. I want to say like 5 years ago.
That was about in June. It'll make it about 4 years.
4 years.
2022 was when I originally started.
Okay.
I will say, number one, I was actually thinking about this the other day. I'm not as vulgar.
Okay.
I still curse, but I used to do it just like but it's because I had a fire inside of me, because I was still going through that phase where I was upset because I was like, man, I've been lied to. I wish I'd have figured out about this. Luckily, I didn't waste a whole bunch of time. I was still only 23, so you know, but I was still just in the mindset of, yeah, like all those people that were gaslighting me were wrong this whole time. I've been to 31 countries now, and it's different. Only South Africa has been very similar for me to explain it. Even I would rather be there than being in the States. I've become a lot more calm. I would also say that I have gotten better at elaborating. I don't know if you've watched some of my older videos. I'd answer questions really quick and blunt.
Yeah.
I'm better at elaborating now, and I have a lot more patience.
Okay.
Yeah.
I definitely noticed that too, and you used to be kind of rude a little bit sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see that you, you know, you're more comfortable, more open, letting people inside your life a little bit more. So I appreciate that. And recently, you know, I met, you know, the woman you're dating right now from Namibia, man, and she, you know, I mean, she's very nice, a very attractive woman, and a lot of people didn't really know if you were going to, you know, go into the, I guess, relationship realm. Usually a lot of us start off single, even like myself. So what made you finally to say, you know what, let me try to, you know, let go of the single life for a while and try dating?
I would say that's mainly because of Africa.
Okay.
Because I always say in Africa, we're the #1 choice.
Okay.
You know, so in Latin America, that does not mean you cannot have success in Latin America, Europe, or Asia. But if anybody's been to Africa, you know there's a huge difference in the reception that you get here versus Brazil.
Right,
Even though Brazil is great, Brazil is what made me move out of the country. I had to clarify that because people will try to say that I'm saying you're going to be in a drought if you go down there.
Right.
But being in a place like Nairobi, you will get your experience points up a lot, and then you'll start to realize, okay, this is expensive, dating a bunch of women.
Yeah.
I'm getting tired of the cycle of constantly having to meet and complain about something I found out about this one, then start over again.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm gonna be more patient, because she does things I don't like. Nobody's perfect,
Right.
but I'm more patient, and so it pays off in the long run. And I'm not doing it solely because of that. I actually like her, you know.
Right.
But it was just the right timing. You know,
okay.
I needed to spend a year plus in Nairobi, and to get burnt out on the single lifestyle. Yeah.
So if you would have met her earlier, it probably wouldn't have worked out, does it?
I wouldn't have had as much patience.
Okay.
Yeah, some of the stuff she did whenever I first met her, I'd be like, yeah, I'm not talking to her again. But now I'm like, okay, no, let me just be patient and tell her. And, you know, and she does fix things that I don't like. She does listen. So that's another reason why she was the winner.
Okay. Now, let me kind of transition with that. So some people tend to seem to have a lot of success when they introduce a partner in their content, couples content. Do you see that as a strategy, or just if y'all just happen to be together, you'll do content?
I think it definitely does bring success, because it brings especially if they seen you single, because it brings the growth journey,
right? And
it brings out another side of you,
right.
And it makes it more relatable to more fans, because it's stuff that I'm talking about when I'm single, and you know I'm a lot more vulgar. You know, I'm out looking for women, so I'm out drinking, hanging out. versus now the stuff that we're doing together, people are watching, more families can watch.
Okay.
And they're like, we should do that. You know, and it makes you more friendly to a mass number of people.
Okay.
Let's say that. And yeah, I mean, they can get burnt out though. So I think posting less and traveling and actually thinking out videos rather than just day-to-day vlogs is probably gonna be better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. I'm just curious, what do you think about the travel space? So I'll kind of give you my synopsis, and then you can kind of go off that direction. So, you know, I started traveling. You know, you heard of Charles Tyler, and you know he was the first one to say, you know, get your passport, explore your options. That was pretty much his key phrase, and he, you know, loved Brazil. That was his starting point. And you know, a lot of people started traveling Latin America. Then we started to see the Thailand wave, the East Asian wave, and then I think right now there's an Africa wave. You know, some people are slowly trying to get over to this wave, and so in some ways I see in some aspects I've seen like a decline in travel. I don't know if it's due to finances or people just kind of got burnt out of places. But what do you see the state of travel right now as it pertains to especially black men travel?
I think that travel is never going to go away. Of course, the trend of it will never go away. But I think that trend that we were a part of has ultimately died down. Just because there's only so much Western women complaining you could do and comparing before you have to like evolve, as I did, because you know I used to make videos about them a lot, and now if you bring it up, I'll say something and I'll even tell you it's draining. I don't want to talk about that. I'm 4 years past that. But I think that everybody in this space has had to evolve into what I'm saying now, which is more like a nomad capitalist or a passport heavy type of travel content. Like you're gonna have to mix it with something else. It can't just be dating. And again, the dating thing is no good.
Right.
There's so much trouble I've gotten into just genuinely just talking about my experiences. I have people that have never met me that go to my gym here in Nairobi that give me this upset stomach face area, and I've never done anything to them. But I can guarantee if I was talking about walking dogs in different parts of the world, they wouldn't feel that way. But just because you talk about dating, and again, with Kenyan women, I've never really been negative at all. I've had Kenyan women sit across from me, say they've been watching all my videos and be like, you were the guy that was talking trash about Kenyan women. They don't know, they don't have a visual memory of that video. They don't know what I said. They don't know when it was. But that's what comes with that. Andrew Tate is a good example. How many people hate Andrew Tate just because of a 10-second clip that they saw and they never really actually listened? I mean, I don't prefer his stuff, but I get what he's saying. So I think that everybody in this space has to evolve out of that and start teaching people either how can they travel or something else outside of the women, because that's not going to work out long term.
No, I definitely agree with you. Like it's only so much parts of the city you can show, restaurants, and people want to see something different. You know, I have my direction I want to go to. I want to do more podcasting, more more dialogue. But there is a lot of, I think it's growth for IRL streaming, especially with like iShow Speed did. I think it's growth for that. What do you think about that, real quick? IRL streaming, because you know iShow Speed, you know he got security. Once you get popular, more people want to run up to you and meet you. Do you think it could be successful as someone IR streaming solo, or do you think it's going to be to a point like you're going to need to have money for security or for a second camera person? Or
I did IRL streaming 2024 in Chile, Bolivia, Peru, the USA, all throughout Turkey, Spain, Portugal, and in Africa. You can't, unless if you iShow Speed, you can't really do it here. As you've heard me complain many times, you could be recording the floor and somebody gonna come knocking at the door till I turn the camera off. It seems like you can't record nothing. So you don't need security. I've never been in a dangerous situation because of the IRL. Like somebody saw, like let me go find him and do harm. That's never happened to me. I've had altercations happen that probably would have happened if I was pre-recording rather than IRL. So I don't want to say it's because of the IRL, but it depends on what platform it's not worth it if you're doing YouTube.
Okay.
If you walking around going in, because people want to see you go to clubs and like, we can't really compare I Shall Speak because those people know you're coming. Like, ain't nobody just beating drums and shit and jumping all around. They if I IRL stream, it's really real life. His is pre-planned. So from my perspective, YouTube is not worth it because if I go, hey, I'm just showing you guys what it's like walking through the streets of Sao Paulo and Pinheiros, and there's plenty of bars and restaurants you can stop in. But 10 seconds of the music playing and the whole video's demonetized now. And then I used to always tell my audience, like, if you guys don't send super chats or some sort of Cash App or PayPal, like, I'm doing this all in vain for the hell of it. Now, if you're on Kick or Twitch, you can have music playing in the background. They do pay. I was doing Kick for a while. I know Bobby was actually living a sustainable income off of his Kick IRL streams, but then you can run into well, maybe not so much with Twitch, but I know with Kick, they were paying really good and they stopped paying good. And it was too inconsistent for me. But it is worth it. But I mean, it depends. Like, I mean, sometimes doing the IRLs, maybe it's because I'm here. But I don't think it's worth it anymore. Like, it's not, and again, I don't know. A lot of dudes stop sending donations whenever I come to Africa. The same thing happened in 2023 where I was getting a substantial amount of donations on a daily basis, came to Africa, and it was like they didn't know how to donate anymore. And so I eventually spent all my money. It's like, oh shit, I know what I need to do. I need to leave Africa. Went to Europe. I was getting donations like they were supposed to be donating, as if I was entitled to it. Same in Latin America. Man, I remember I was getting at least $200 a day in Cash Apps and Super Chats every day for like 4 or 5 months. Like, I was winning big time just off donations. I didn't even care if the AdSense money came through, but it still did because I was still uploading videos. Come back here to Africa, I literally have to beg for $10. Like,
why y'all not supporting Africa, man? Content.
And the thing is, dudes. We've talked about white worship and stuff like that, but they literally make up stuff that you're not even seeing to intentionally not support Africa. Like, I've heard people say Kenya has terrible internet. Kenya has some of the best internet, especially for Africa. Like 100 megabytes up and down. Like, that's faster than what I had when I was in Dallas. I'm not saying Dallas doesn't have that speed, but it's just very common if you're using Safaricom to just have great internet here. There are some places with terrible internet in Africa, like Mozambique, Tanzania, Namibia,
Ethiopia.
I haven't been there yet, but if you say so, Uganda's was pretty good. Rwanda's was good. Zambia's wasn't that great from what I can remember. It was okay. Ghana, not so much. Senegal, I mean, but
hit or miss.
It's hit or miss, but the thing is, there is internet here. There is beautiful women here. There is electricity. There is running water. There are airplanes. I'm trying to figure out what they make up, you know. So I don't know, but I do realize I do have to bounce. So actually, after this video, I'll be on another continent. I'll be in Asia. I won't say which country next because I want it to be a surprise, but I'll be in Asia, and I guarantee you the support will come back like it was supposed to be there in the first place. This is the second time it's happened, so I know it's just because I'm here.
Well, I'm going to be going to Brazil. I'm going to see what the engagement like when I go to Brazil. So I want to talk about friendships, and I paid attention to some friends you made along the way. I know when you first started, I forget his name. It was a guy, he was kind of like moderating panels and stuff for you.
Really? The big dude.
Yeah. And then I know you met a couple people along the way. And even myself, like, it's people that I've met through YouTube or people that I met, like, let's say subscribers. Some people turned out to be really cool. Some people turned out to not be so cool. And it's forced me to kind of pause on introducing new people, especially people I never met in person. So my thing is now, I'm not going to really rock with you unless I met you in person. You know what I mean? I know you met a lot of people offline that you haven't met in person. So how do you view relationships, you know, through whether through YouTube, subscribers, or anywhere in between?
You know, one thing DJ Pete told me one time was the higher you go, the easier they could see your ass. I that has stuck with me the entire time, because if I was collaborating, let's use the perfect example, Floyd. I met him in person. We knew he was thrown off, but we didn't know he was doing what they said he was doing.
Right.
And I was shocked, because I'm like, yo, this was like, he was a nice guy. He was crazy, but I mean, he was nice. I didn't think he could harm somebody like that from based off what they were saying. But it also didn't sound like they were making it up either. And people like that could be a liability.
Right.
Because again, I got banned off of Airbnb.
Crazy.
My girlfriend and my mom and Bobby got banned off of Airbnb when that happened. And the thing is, no police have been looking for me. YouTube has not said anything. Like, nobody else, but somebody can just call in because of somebody you were associated with. That you have no control over. I can go murder somebody today. Does that mean that you had something to do with it? That's just a decision I made. That doesn't mean you premeditated that. But it just taught me that I really have to be very, very skeptical of who I collaborate with, even if I meet them in person. Because again, I spent many, many days around Floyd and never even had a faint thought that he was doing something like that.
But some people on the outside thought he was weird.
I thought he was weird too. I mean, we were good friends, because like Floyd, we all could see Floyd was he was thrown, but he was like not like you couldn't hang around him. You just knew that this is how Floyd act, and that's him. But again, I didn't think that came with that. You know, that's a mental illness. You know,
Right. But even in that situation, not to get too into that situation, you never know how people can be if they become desperate. Whether it's desperate for money, desperate to be out of seas, because there's a lot of desperation to be in another country. You've been to Thailand, you probably heard stories of people running out of money. You know, so it's a lot of desperation for people, you know, as well, that you run into.
I actually heard a story, I think it was last year. Yeah, it must have been last year. There was I think he was British. He had been living out here, and he was living like a very, always going to Ibiza, drinking, hanging out with a bunch of women, and the money ran out, and I guess he didn't have another option. And so he ended up trying to rob a Quick Mart and ended up getting killed.
Wow.
Yeah.
In Kenya?
And that's, in Kenya.
Wow.
And that's out of desperation. Now, I mean, before it gets that bad, I mean, dude, I'm going to go back home. I still know how to cut hair. It might be embarrassing, but I mean, I'm not going to lose my life, you know. So, but you're right. And so based off what they were saying about him, Floyd, about him like running an operation, I don't know the details, but if it is out of desperation, that's hella desperation. Bottom line is, as I always say, this is not a way to escape poverty. There are no safety nets in Kenya, in Brazil, in Thailand. If you go broke, you aren't eating, you ain't got nowhere to stay. If you go broke in the USA, you got food stamps. More than likely, your family's from there. You got something.
You got something,
You don't need to do this with something that is not a proven concept. You need to have a proven concept of consistent income before you try doing this. Again, like I was telling you the other night, I've had people do consultations with people that I know that want to bring a family of two, well, not a family, but a couple of two to Nairobi off of $500 per month, because they Googled that the average Kenyan is making like, or average two-parent household or two-person household is surviving off of $500 a month in Kenya. And I'm like, that's not, like, the amount of stress you would be living under is unnecessary. Because again, I've seen dudes break their fingers on boater drivers here. You don't even have the money to get your finger fixed now, because you trust in Google what are they talking about. I mean, that's not, you got to use your brain now. Like, again, $500 a month, two people. you're gonna put yourself in a desperate situation. First of all, how the hell are you only making $500 a month?
That's crazy.
Like the dudes that get military checks, isn't theirs at least like $1,200 or something like that?
It's above minimum wage for sure.
Yeah. So how is your pension or how is that for two people?
That's crazy.
I don't think that you need to do this. This is still a luxury. Yeah. Like white folks been doing this for decades. Yeah. But it was a luxury back then too because there was no internet to make money online, so they still had to get it first and then move. So I'm just thinking, like, yeah, even if you and your girlfriend come over here, 1-bedroom apartment, way out in Timbuktu, not in Nairobi, $150 a month, and then after you add groceries, electricity, you still gonna be at around $350. And then again, like I said, you fall down the stairs and break a toe. You just gonna have to be limping. You ain't got the. Don't think because we in Africa like the getting a toe fix is gonna be $3. No, it's gonna still cost you a couple $100. It's just the difference is in the States it costs a couple thousand. It's not dirt cheap. I've met and there's a lot of dudes that I don't know where. Again, this is why I had to switch my language from. You can live off of $1,200. No, don't come over here unless you're making $4,000. Because I remember I was in Thailand. There was a guy that heard me paying like $200 or $300 for rent, and he's like, "That's high for Thailand." I'm like, "Yo, how cheap do you want this shit to be?"
Right.
Like it's not that cheap. Like it's cheap, but you're trying to. What are you trying to live off $50 a month? Like you can't even do that in Somalia. Like it's more expensive over there. What are you talking about?
Unless they want to rent a room.
Yeah, they're trying to live a lifestyle that they should just stay home for.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
If you are not making $2,000, the last thing you need to be thinking about is moving to another country, because you can't get a job you can get a job. It's not gonna be worth it. You know how much a doctor make in Kenya? Not what they make in the States.
President Ruto's salary, because I looked up some of these presidents' salary, even though he's a millionaire. Yeah. But his presidential salary is like $80,000 or $90,000 a year. Like I've made more money a year than President Ruto, but he, obviously he makes money because of his status, whatever the case may be. But yeah, if the president is making less than $100,000 a year, to your point, a surgeon or anything in between not gonna be making that much.
Even the low-level jobs. A guy building a McDonald's in Texas, $7.25 is a minimum wage. At least last time I was there, I believe it was $7.25. There are literally people out here in flip-flops on the 10th floor with no safety gear doing that same amount for half of your hourly pay. 500 shillings and they could fall off the 10th floor. So that's the perspective you had. There's no opportunity here. This is where you come and bring opportunity, or you have enough just to sustain yourself. So again, there's no safety nets. I've had people that couldn't afford $50 products to help this situation. I'm like, yo, I don't know what decision you made. Like, if you don't have a spare $50 and you have no income coming in, it's one thing to spend all your money and still have income, but you ain't got no income and you don't have $50. Like, did you murder somebody and you on the run and you can't go back home? Like, what happened? So, I think people, again, I had to just start changing my language so I talk to a different audience, because apparently I'm misleading them by telling them, oh, the rent is only $500 a month for a 1-bedroom in prime side of town. Maybe I got to stop saying that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. So it's starting to get a little challenging trying to advise people where to travel to. And I initially wanted to say, okay, people always ask the question, what's a good country to find a wife? I stopped answering that question because I'm like, it's not really about country anymore. For me right now, I tell people it's about what religion is she part of. Not necessarily what country is part of. Some people may want to say what country is good for, single dating and things of that nature, or whatever the case may be. Do you still, or do you have the philosophy of telling guys or people in general, like, look, this country is good for this, or what? Or do you just want to share places that you're curious about and let people just kind of go off of what you share?
I like what you said about religion. Because again, when you start traveling, you can see that in the States we think that Muslims are the most innocent people, and like, yeah, you come to Kenya, like they're doing a lot of stuff that I didn't think that they would be doing to be a Muslim. You look at the stuff they've done throughout history, barbarians in North Africa and enslaving Europeans and mass raping people, like, yeah, okay. Same thing with Christians. So I don't even think religion is even it plays a part, but not really. You know, I know most Christians might as well not even be Christians. They snorting cocaine and doing all kind of other stuff that I don't think the Bible tells you to do. I mean, correct me.
I think Orthodox Christians, because I'm Orthodox Christians, you'll see most of the Ethiopian Orthodox.
I can believe this.
You know, yeah. So, but it's a small subset of Christianity. Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of how I frame it right now, because if I say go to Colombia and then you got half the people that got married are still married and half the people that got married got divorced, then it's kind of it's a hard sell. Not that I'm trying to, no situation is perfect, but you know, I tended to want to give advice that works for the majority.
I think at this point we can't even say country. We have to just do it by region, right? So I think in Africa, from my experience, the most trustworthy women are in the southern region. You know, I live in East Africa, but like honestly, like I've seen a lot in East Africa with, I think you know. Yeah. But in Southern Africa, it seems to be a little more trustworthy. If we go to the southern portion of Latin America, like Paraguay, Uruguay, it seems like they're a lot more trustworthy down there than, of course, not Brazil. Brazil is like super liberal. If we go to Southeast Asia, I don't think it's Thailand. I think it's more like Vietnam and Cambodia.
Probably so.
So I don't really have experience in the Philippines. I didn't date anybody while I was there. I just wasn't feeling. I was there 3 weeks and I didn't even get it. But I think there's certain regions, Eastern Europe, places like Romania, and even there, like, I think a lot of people need to know that a lot of the world is starting to become the same. It's true. Not the same, but it's getting closer year by year where things are becoming more the same.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Even myself, like, I thought I was like, I'm going to be in Africa for about 4 months. I might, find, a wife or want to start. I might find what I'm looking for really fast. And I've been in and out of situationships since I've been here, drama, headaches, even probably more headaches I've been dating in the U.S. to a certain extent. So it is like the same challenges you have elsewhere. That's why, I'm working on a different approach strategy, and hopefully it can work for the masses. But yeah, it's starting to get hard to give that advice. Like I would say, for me, I still think Colombia has marriageable women because of their culture. I would say Ethiopia seems to have the most conservative type women, even though
100%.
Even though a lot of them not my type, for other reasons, but for as far as wife material. And then I can't really speak on Asia, but I could say Colombia, I would say still is a go-to place. I would say Ethiopia. And I do plan on visiting other places too, like Armenia. I want to visit Armenia. I do want to visit Egypt. And, maybe India. I'm still kind of thinking about those things. So do people still ask you, like, where they should visit? Or do you prefer to do a consultation to learn about their personality to try to see what? Because I feel like your personality, what you're looking for, is tailored for a certain country or city versus just saying, oh, you should just visit Kenya first, or you should just visit this country first.
Yeah, I always talk to them first, and on my booking page, I have a 17 part questionnaire where they have to give me everything that they're looking for. Okay. How much money they're making. How much money they have saved, because again, that matters too, because some dudes might want to go to Spain, but if you got $12,000 to your name, like that could go really, really quick in Spain versus in Namibia or here, it could last you a year. And I don't want to say that because then some people will end up moving and going broke listening to me saying that. So I'm just talking about how long the money will last. But yeah, I think it is tailored to, because some dudes, as we know, don't like African women.
Right.
So I'm gonna tell you to go to Latin America or go to Asia or Europe. It just, yeah, it depends on person by person, what they've been through. I mean, I've seen dudes that have been divorced and that are in their 60s that don't care about the wife thing. They just want to live, I guess, a bachelor life for the next 10 years. So yeah, it depends who it is.
Okay, cool. So one more question, man. What do you see the travel space going in the next, let's say, 5 years?
If we're talking about the part that's associated with the passport bro stuff, I think that's probably gonna die there. I think it ran a trend, and if you didn't evolve out of that, it's probably gonna fizzle out by that 5 year period. As I was saying earlier, you're gonna have to evolve into something else because I don't see it picking up traction again the way I did in 2022. I mean, what do you think?
I think it's still in its adolescent stage because the vast majority of people in urban America, like people I went to high school with, people from the hood, they don't know nothing about passport bros. You know what I mean? It's still a lot of people, a lot of men that still don't know about it. A lot of people don't even watch YouTube. We feel like a lot of people watch YouTube, but in the urban, really urban centers, you go to a barbershop, you go to a lot of places, you go to the basketball court and ask them about passport bros or traveling. A lot of them ain't gonna probably never heard of it. So I still think it's still going to be men that are going to say, you know what, I want to explore my options overseas. So I do see more a need for information for those people, but it is going to get to a point where it's going to it's going to plateau, and then it's going to be like, what's next? You know what I mean? We done traveled, we done did our thing overseas. Some have found girlfriends and wives, so it's going to be like, what's next after that? So it's kind of hard, you know. I think it's going to be my prediction. The next, I say we in era 2.0 now. I think 3.0. I think men might start looking at Islamic countries, Muslim countries, if they haven't found what they're looking for in non-Islamic, countries and travel. I think that's the only direction I see left after this current era that I see us in.
I don't really think Islamic, if we're referring to black men, I don't think Islamic countries are ideal. I remember the debate we had the other day with the Kenyan guy about the Arab slave trade. Like, that's still deeply embedded in them. I think that's going to be more problematic if mass numbers of them try to go over there and try to assimilate. Right. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a challenge due to racism in Islam. But if there are Islamic countries in Africa, like Chad, like some of the central countries. I mean, obviously Tanzania is a Islam, have a large Islamic population. Ethiopia, even in Kenya, I don't know if that will be something that will sway men to say, all right, if I'm looking for a wife, I gotta go to Islam. That's the last recourse. I don't know, but I think that would be the final option if what's going on in the world doesn't work. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't see Islam being the answer either because, their extreme policies and culture is starting to loosen up a lot now because it's not sustainable. It's like, look at places like, even a place like China. Like, China used to be really, really strict, and they still are, but they have to loosen up a bit. Saudi Arabia, they had to give women you see what's happening in Iran, where they're trying to overthrow their government because I think that part of society has ran its course. It's been around for over 1,000 years, but I think it's, well, actually almost 2,000, somewhere around there. I don't know, but it's coming to an end where they're gonna have to assimilate with the rest of the world. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So I don't even know if by the time it gets there, like, yeah, Islamic countries are gonna be more adapted, and you might have the same issue.
That's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So closing off, man, let people know, man, what's next for Auston Holleman, whether it's travel. Do you want to travel to every country, or are you going to stop at some point and just kind of make a home base? Or I know you got a couple of channels. I know you want to talk about geopolitics. So let people know like what your outlook is on future travel, and and how you want to kind of expand and go in different avenues.
I mean, right now, I want to, as you said, geopolitics. That's something that's sustainable that you could post every day.
Mm-hmm.
Your audience will tune out with travel vlogs in 3 days, in the same city. So geopolitics, teaching people how they can start online businesses to actually be able to do this. The sooner the better, because it's becoming more and more saturated. Uh, Z and I will do some traveling together. I just got to get her out of her job. But that is going to be probably the newest part to my main channel, my Auston Holleman channel. But I don't want to go to every country. I don't think it's worth it.
Right.
Like again, like places like North Korea. Like how much worth it is that thrill?
Right.
Of somewhere where you sneeze the wrong way and you're in a damn labor camp.
Right.
Then they send you back brain dead like they did that one guy in, what was it, 2015?
Yeah.
The white kid. Yeah, I don't have time for shit like that. Or like you got people that's been decapitated, journalists in some of those Islamic countries. But let's say about 80% of the countries, I think I'd still visit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good, man. Sounds good. Well, man, I appreciate, man,
Thank
us
you.
being able to do this on camera, man. And we definitely gonna cross paths somewhere in the future, man. But this your boy No Excuse, Auston Holleman, here in Kenya. Check both of us out on YouTube. Peace.